guys, it's Morgan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the finale of season 6 of Riverdale, chapter 117, Night of the Comet. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, there will be spoilers in this review, so stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled. So, here's my review of the finale of season 6 of Riverdale, chapter 117, Night of the Comet. It wasn't really a surprise that there was a barrier preventing everyone from leaving Riverdale, since it makes sense that Percival would have done something to make sure no one would be able to escape the comet. It was also really emotional to see Alice apologize to Betty and Polly for not being able to save them. And it was also emotional seeing Tony and Fangs make Anthony the new Serpent King. So that way, if Tony and Fangs died, Anthony would be able to make sure that the serpents don't die out. It was handy that Cheryl and Heather were able to get Abigail to tell them how they could survive the comet. But since Cheryl would have to use all of her Phoenix powers, that meant that one or more of the people that she brought back to life would die. It was a surprise to see Alexandra Cabot again, and when she told Tabitha and Jughead about her plan to franchise Pop's Diner, it was obviously something Tabitha wanted to do, but the timing wasn't great. Also, it would have been a good idea for them to tell Alexandra about the comet, since she was now trapped in Riverdale too. She had a right to know what was going on. Even though it wasn't Cheryl and Tony together, it was the closest thing we could get when Cheryl and Tony agreed to be vessels for Abigail and Thomasina so they could spend time together. But I was also hoping that this would open up the possibility of Cheryl and Tony getting back together. And based on the conversation that they had, it sounds like it might be a possibility. I didn't blame Archie for telling Mary that she shouldn't be in Riverdale, since he obviously didn't want his mom to die. But Betty was right when she told Archie that he should tell Mary about the comet. Also, I wasn't surprised when, after Archie proposed to Betty, Betty told him to ask her again after they survived the comet. And since Archie wants to marry Betty, it also wasn't a surprise when he decided to break down the barrier. So it was good that Mary stopped him and told him that Betty told her everything. It was a surprise, but also really nice when Veronica told Reggie that if they survived the comet, she was going to give him the Babylonium since it was his idea in the first place. And when Reggie asked Veronica if there was a chance for them to get back together if they survived the comet, I didn't blame Veronica for deciding not to and for deciding that she was going to do a reset on her life. Whatever happens with Veronica, I just hope she's happy. It showed how much Jughead cares about Tabitha when he told her that no matter what happened, he wanted her to take Alexandra's offer, even if Jughead died. It was also really sweet to see Jughead and Tabitha use Tabitha's time-traveling powers to grow old together and have kids. Even though I want Cheryl and Tony to get back together, it was still sad when Heather said that even if Cheryl stopped the comet, she was going to go back to Greendale because she knows that Cheryl and Tony are written in the stars. It was also really sweet when Betty asked Archie to marry her instead of waiting for after the comet. Veronica's plan to absorb Archie, Betty, Jughead, and Tabitha's powers and give them to Cheryl so she could use them to stop the comet without risking anyone dying was a surprise, but also pretty smart. And it explained why Veronica and Cheryl were kissing in the promo for this episode. It was Veronica giving Cheryl everyone's powers. I also thought that what Veronica did to see if Cheryl got all of the powers was pretty funny, but also really risky. It was a surprise that there was a musical number while everyone was waiting for the comet, but this is Riverdale, so anything can happen, and the song worked for the situation. It was also obvious that Cheryl was going to be able to stop the comet since it was already confirmed that there'll be a season 7, but it was still really emotional to see everyone in their different groups waiting for the comet since they didn't know if they were going to survive or not. I was really surprised about the ending, since Cheryl was able to stop the comet, but now everyone went back in time to 1955, and the characters are teenagers again, and only Jughead remembers what life was like before the comet. I definitely didn't expect season 6 to end this way, but it makes me really curious to see what's going to happen in season 7. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you want to see any of my previous Riverdale reviews, check out the playlist. And if you want to see my reviews for season 7 of Riverdale when that starts, or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.